All right, folks. Welcome to the third episode of Arsenal in the Six. We initially used to call it Arsenal in the Six, but we're transitioning it into EPL in the Six, English Premier League in the Six. But I felt like we needed more. We need to bring these teams together, like especially the five big six or the top six in England. We need to pay our attention on them and we need to focus on them. So the whole point of this podcast, transitioning from Arsenal, like initially when you look at how I started it, I used to call it Arsenal in the Six, and it was Arsenal based content. So I feel like Arsenal is not really what we want. We want to discuss about Premier League. We want to talk about Chelsea. We want to talk about Liverpool. We want to talk about City, and so on and so forth. So let's make it English Premier League in the Six. Well, you know the word six, right? Or the letter six. It's Toronto, basically. That's what we mean. So it's English Premier League in Toronto, but I decided to call it English Premier League in the Six. So yeah, and if you haven't subscribed yet on this channel, please get the link below. Show some subscription. Just press the like button. Show thumbs up, or whichever way you want to do it. And yeah, take a moment, listen to this video and watch it, and listen to the content. If the content is fine, subscribe for that one, and let's boost. It's all our forum. We sit down, we talk about Premier League, especially for English Premier League lovers. And we know we've been hunting for so long, on when our teams are going to win the trophy, especially the Netflix FC, people like us, Arsenal, anyway. So we've been hunting for so long to see when are we going to win this Premier League. But anyway, so here for now, we're going to be discussing about the running. We're talking about the top 5 finish, the way to English champion, to UEFA Champions League. By the way, if you're not familiar with it, the UEFA Champions League has added one more position for the English teams. So we initially have 4 teams, but now we have 5 teams. So you can see now all these teams fighting for the 5 positions. Liverpool has secured already the first position. We became champions. And Arsenal is kind of 50-50, depending on what's going to happen tomorrow against Bournemouth, and again Champions League on Wednesday at Paris in France. So today we're going to be talking about the running, the top 4 race. The top 5 race. I'm used to top 4. Yeah, the top 5 race, and probably touch base with top 6 and see what's in the plate for the teams fighting for Europa League position and maybe Conference League. So the topic for today is the top 5 race. So who are these teams that we are looking into, and what are the teams that are fighting forward to qualify for Champions League position? So we have a bunch of teams. Like I said earlier, Liverpool has already made it through, and Arsenal probably. Arsenal is like high 70% chances of getting into it. And we have problems now with City, Newcastle, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, and Aston Villa. All of them are racing towards these 5 positions for the remaining 3 positions. I don't know what's going to happen, but let's see. Make your own prediction and see what's going to happen in the next 3 weeks or 4 weeks coming. By the end of on 25th May is the end of Premier League. Oh my goodness, so sad. I feel like crying. It's the most enjoyable moment, but yeah, it's the ending. So remember, 3 weeks from now, count in your predictions, and do not forget to subscribe. Show the like below. So today we're going to talk about the running. So let's get into it. Which are these teams fighting hard for top 5 positions? Okay, so let's get into that. I gotta share with you what's gonna be, how funny this thing is gonna look like. Okay, so let's look at the Premier League position. So Premier League 2024-2025, all match week. By the way, it's match week 35th, and City played today. Thanks, they won today thanks to the courtesy of Kevin De Bruyne, who made it through. So sad that is leaving City. If you watched before, what Guardiola said is probably leaving City, De Bruyne. I can feel that point, because he's 35 years of age, and 33, sorry, my bad, 33 years of age, and City is trying to create a new environment, and new players coming in, so they don't really want to host those of De Bruyne. So And even when De Bruyne was asked today, he said he's not sure whether he's going to stay with City, but hopefully he'll find a different place where he can still exercise his football and his footballing career. So let's look into this one and dive into the Premier League. So take a look at the Premier League table. And by the way, thanks to the courtesy copyright well ups up, this is from Premier League website. And this is how I get the data from. Again, copyright well ups up. It's Premier League data, not mine. It's a Premier League data. I'm just taking a look at their stats and their analysis of what's going on. So according to Premier League, we have this table in here. The first one, like I said, Liverpool already has secured the position. Arsenal is kind of 70% sure whether they're going to go for Champions League per se. And now the race and the running is on Manchester City, Newcastle United, Chelsea, and probably Nottingham Forest. Nottingham lost yesterday to Brentford, which is so sad, especially at the City ground. And given the fact that they have been trying hard to get into the Champions League, we don't really know how the coach is going to turn things around, right? So if you look at the top 5 right now, we have Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, Newcastle, and Chelsea. Man City played 35 the game today against Wolves, and they won their game. So they have 64 points. The difference between them and Arsenal is 67. Newcastle follow them 2 points behind City, and Chelsea have 60 points, 2 points below Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham has also 2 points below Newcastle, and Chelsea are tied up with Nottingham Forest. The difference is only in goals. Chelsea has at least 19 goals, and Nottingham Forest has 12 goals. So these are the top 6 that are fighting towards the Champions League. It's really a strong race. It's so tight. We don't really know who among the 6 will make it through. And by the way, we should not be forgetting Aston Villa. Aston Villa is also 1 game away from tying up with Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. So if you look at this table here, it's going to be competitive. I want you to take a look at it. Make your own judgment decisions. Which team do you think is going to make through in between Chelsea, Aston Villa probably, and Nottingham Forest? Newcastle, they have a high chance. Second, in a bit, we're going to look into the upcoming fixtures until 25th, the last games and the remaining games, and which pool do you think is the easiest one and which team can make through their pool. So we'll look into that. So again, we have seen Aston Villa, 7, Fulham, Brighton, Bournemouth, Brentford, all these middle teams, including Manchester United, unfortunately one of the best teams. Actually, it's one of the best in the country and one of the best in Europe. It's just going down now. We don't really know what has happened with Manchester United, but yeah, same with Tottenham Hotspur, our North London rivals. They're getting down. So yeah, but like we said, 18, 19, 20, which is Ipswich Town, Leicester City, and Southampton have all gone down. They're relegated because they only have, let's say, 12 plus 21 points. That's probably 33. They will not make it to 17th position where West Ham is. So Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton are all gone. They're relegated. They go back to where they came from, unfortunately. So yeah, this is how the table looks like. This is Premier League data again. Copyright well up. So let's look at Matchweek 35. What are the upcoming matches? Right here. So City today won, thanks to the courtesy again of De Bruyne. A good combination between him and Jeremy Doku, who was the provider and the assist maker, and the goal was really brilliant, and that made City to win the game. It's only 1-0 lead. What do we have for Saturday, 3rd May 2025? So very early kickoff. It's 2:30 in England. Here in North America, Canada, specifically Toronto, let me say Eastern time in Toronto. It's 7:30 in the morning. Aston Villa playing Fulham. It's going to be a tight game. Like we'll look into the table before. Aston Villa and Fulham are all fighting hard. Aston Villa is trying to get into Europa League position or even Champions League position. Fulham at the other point also trying to get into Europa League position. So it's going to be a tight game actually. And it's at Villa Park, Birmingham. So Villa might have an advantage of winning at home. Yeah, so that's the early kickoff. Then 10 o'clock, which is 5 o'clock in England, we have 2 teams taking on. Everton playing Ipswich. Again, Ipswich is relegated. Everton is trying as much as they could, to secure a good position and have a good form. So they are playing at home, Goodison Park in Liverpool, England. And what's your prediction towards that? It's going to be a stiff game. It's going to be a competitive one too. Ipswich have nothing to lose. But Everton as well. Like, they qualified, but they want to go forward and have a strong position. So good number in the table. So Everton might do something well, but yeah, predict your own and see what's going to happen at the end of the results. Then followed by Leicester and Southampton. These are all the 2 relegated teams at King Power Stadium in Leicester. Leicester is on form, especially when they are playing home. Southampton as well, they have been up and down, not really making well. There's no progress at all in Southampton, even including Leicester. But Leicester, I would value Leicester more than Southampton, because Leicester at least has good number of players who can show up for the team and contribute to to win a game. So Leicester taking up Southampton at King Power Stadium tomorrow. Then we're going to close Saturday with Arsenal and Bournemouth. Arsenal, again, like I said, they are in between one leg on Champions League and one leg in Premier League position. For Premier League, they might have a way to go through, but Champions League, it's kind of 50-50. I don't really know what Arsenal is into at the moment, but yeah, they'll be closing it with Bournemouth. If you take a look at the table again, Arsenal is 3 points ahead of City, and they have 1 more game ahead. And Bournemouth have 50 points, and they have 4 more games ahead. So if they let's say they win all the 4 games, including the one against Arsenal tomorrow, they might end up having 62 points, of which I think Chelsea, Nottingham, or Aston Villa, maybe Newcastle United, by then they would have gone ahead. So I don't think Bournemouth will really fight into Champions League position, but they would give a try to end up in the Conference League position, probably 7. So that game is going to be tied again, especially Arsenal. But Arsenal playing home again with at Emirates Stadium, and with Bournemouth. Arsenal going to Paris in France on Wednesday. It's going to be a tough game for them, given the fact that they lost the first game at home to PSG. So tomorrow again is going to be the toughest one. Yeah. So that match ends and closes the Saturday, the week 35th of Premier League matches. The Arsenal game in Bournemouth, that's the end of the matches. Then on Sunday, 4th May, a happy Sunday, or what we call a Super Sunday, Brentford will be taking again Manchester United. Brentford, after a successful win against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground, they are hosting Manchester United at GTEC Stadium. It's going to be a tough game for United as well, because United will be traveling. Bilbao coming to Old Trafford, so Man U won't be traveling that. They will be just within home, and but yeah, they will be traveling to West London and play Brentford. The Bees are also so strong. We don't really. This game is going to be tight. You can make your own predictions and see what the game and see what the results are all about. The second one is Brighton playing Newcastle. This is also tight. Like we said, Newcastle is 62 points, 2 points behind Manchester City, and they will try as much as they could to win that game. So at least they have a secured position, even though it's not secured, but at least they have a tight. They are pushing hard to get into UEFA Champions League. But again, they are traveling to the coastal part of the country in England, which is Brighton. They're going all the way to the coast to play Brighton at their stadium. So it's going to be a tough one also. Brighton, it's one of the challenging team and a competitive team. Again, the same time, West Ham, it's a huge London derby. West Ham also hosting Spurs at London Stadium. This one is going to be strong, especially for Spurs, since they have a Europa League game coming on Thursday. For them, playing West Ham, again, is a London derby, and West Ham also one of the stubborn teams. This is going to be a competitive one, and it's worth a watch. You have to watch this game. Whether you're somewhere else, find time to watch this game. It's really beautiful to watch this game, West Ham and Spurs. It's going to be tough, but my prediction is that it's going to be flooded with goals. I know they are good scorers. West Ham is especially playing home and against the weak Spurs defense. I think there's going to be a lot of goals into it, and trust me, you'll come and ask me later. It's going to be a lot of goals. For those betting, I could tell you put over 2.5 and both teams to score if you're just betting, just in case, but do not bet, please. Do not lose money. The last game now, the Super Sunday, we used to call it Super Sunday on Sky News. They used to call it the Super Sunday. Chelsea playing Liverpool. Liverpool already as champions, they have nothing to lose. They can play whichever player they want to play in the bench, and they can play as for exhibition. Chelsea on the other end, it's going to fight hard for the Champions League position. Again, if you look at the table, Chelsea being 2 points behind Newcastle United, they will try as much as they could to win this game. So Liverpool on the other way, they are winners, title, the champions of England. They will play either to lose, win, but obviously they want to maintain that record and reach highest number of points, probably 90. So they will try as much as they could to win. But Chelsea, I think Chelsea is going to fight into the dust, that they are going to fight and fight and fight and fight until no end, so that they secure the position, the Champions League position, especially the 5th position right now with the tight race coming from Nottingham Forest. It's going to be tough. But yeah, Chelsea will be playing Liverpool at Stamford Bridge, and it's going to be a tough one too. And that closes our Sunday games. Then the last game will be Palace and Nottingham Forest. Again, this it's going to be a tough one. Crystal Palace again is a mid-table team, but it's one of the stubborn. It's going to be a tough game for Nottingham Forest, especially that they're fighting hard to regain their position, falling from 3rd to 5th, I think 5th or 6th, yeah. So it's going to be tough for them. They're playing at Selhurst Park in West London, yeah. So this is going to be a tough game. So this is how we look at the games that are going to happen, the week 35th, week 35 matches of English Premier League football. Now let's look at the race. The purpose for this video is we're trying to look into the race for top 5, sorry to say that again. I just kept repeating top 4, top 5. So we're looking at the teams that are fighting hard to get into top 4 or top 5 position, and at least play Champions League in the upcoming season. So let's look at the race and these teams. What are these teams and the chances of them getting into the Champions League? So if again, thanks to Premier League, this is the record, and this is where they display the stats of all the games, courtesy to them. And let's look at the running. So these are the teams that are fighting hard to secure Champions League position. Manchester City is on the 3rd position with 64 points. Newcastle United on the 4th position with 62 points. Chelsea with 60 points on the 5th position. Nottingham Forest 60 points on the 6th position, and Aston Villa 7th with 57 points, just 3 points behind where Nottingham is. So what do you think is going to happen? Do you see something either flip around, things, drama coming in, and which team do you think is going to go through? Again, the decision is yours. Predictions are yours. Make your own wise predictions and see when if your team is here. I have friends from City, Chelsea, Newcastle most probably no, but Chelsea and City, you know what's going to happen. So it's make your own prediction, and I wish you guys all the best. So let's look at the 3rd point. Man City played today. They have 3 more games, and the running is this way. The next game, Matchweek 36, they're going to play Southampton, which is already a relegated team. They're playing it away at St. Mary. The next game is going to be Bournemouth home. Again, City is going to welcome Bournemouth at Etihad Stadium, so they're going to play this game at home against Bournemouth. And Fulham, the closing match on 25th. So on Matchweek 38, the last game for City is Fulham. So if you look at this run in between Southampton, Bournemouth, and Fulham, all these 3 teams, what do you think, and how many points do you think City will come with? So these are the remaining fixtures for City until the Premier League finishes. On the other hand, 4th position in Newcastle United. The next game, I think it's on Sunday, right? They are playing on Sunday against Brighton Hove and Albion away, Amex Stadium. So this one is going to be tricky for Newcastle. Again, Brighton is a mid-table team, but they are very stubborn when they're playing home. The next game after that one is going to be Chelsea. They're playing Chelsea home at St. James Park. It's going to be a tough one for Chelsea. These guys are all fighting for the same position. Arsenal away. Newcastle will come and play Arsenal away. This by then will determine whether Arsenal will already secure the position or Arsenal is going to fight hard. If Arsenal secure the position, and let's assume that they go into the finals with the winners, either Inter Milan or Barcelona, and if in case magically they beat PSG, then this game against Arsenal, I don't know what Arsenal will be playing for that moment when they're going to play Newcastle. So these are the Newcastle. Then the last one, again, the last one, the Matchweek 38 is going to be Everton when they're playing Everton at home. So this one again is going to be the tough game. Everton, I said, they have nothing to lose, but they are always so stubborn. They want to end up in a very strong position with good number of points and a solid form. So this is going to be a nice exhibition. So if you look at the fixtures, the upcoming fixtures with 62 points, Brighton, Chelsea, Arsenal, Everton, how many points do you think Newcastle is going to come with? So this is for Newcastle United. Then the fifth position, Chelsea, right now have 60 points. The next game, like we discussed in the earlier stats, is that they're going to play Liverpool home at Stamford Bridge. Liverpool already as champions. They're playing Newcastle away. That game is going to be the toughest one again. St. James Park. Manchester United home. Again, that will depend whether Man United secured a final position. Obviously, United came successful against Bilbao by beating them 3-0, thanks to the courtesy of Bruno Fernandes, who was so superb. And by the way, Bruno Fernandes is, I think, is ranked one of the best in the country right now. He has involved in 37 goals. Brilliant player, good attacking midfielder. I love him. I love Bruno Fernandes. So Chelsea is going to play Manchester United at home again, Stamford Bridge, maybe with their fans. I don't know what Man United by then will be playing for. If they secure the finals, then Man U will use, because Man United, out of all these positions, they're already counted out. They are not in Champions League anymore race. They are all gone. So the only way to sneak into Champions League is to win the Europa League. And if they win the Europa League, they don't have no concern. So I don't think Man U is going to play hard on this game, but Man U are going to the finals. And because playing Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, it will be like a week before finals in Europa. So Man U will have to play a very dominant game, or even they will reserve players for the Europa League final. So Chelsea playing Man United at home is going to be an advantage for Chelsea because they are fighting hard to go for Champions League position. Then the last game again is Nottingham Forest. These guys are going to be too competitive by then. And Crystal Palace, the sixth position is going to be the Nottingham Forest. Forest is going to play Crystal Palace away at Selhurst Park. That's on Monday. Then they will be playing Leicester home at the City Ground. At this point already, like we said, Leicester is gone home, so it should be an easy game for Nottingham. Yeah, should be an easy game. West Ham United again is a mid-table team. They already, they are not on relegation. They are not relegation threatened. So I don't think West Ham, but Nottingham will have to make sure that they win, even though playing away in West London. They'll have to make sure East London. Sorry, they'll have to make sure that they have to come with a point here. Then Chelsea home. This one is going to be the toughest one. These two teams here, whoever win the game either will be the happiest one. Then the seventh position, the last one, the most competitive one, is Aston Villa. They are not really much tied into it, but I would say I can count Aston Villa in, because the problem with Aston Villa is they are not consistent at some point when they are playing games. So today they might surprise you with 4-0 and tomorrow they lose to Leicester City. There's no consistency in there, but let me hope they are going to do something positive this time around. Fulham home at Villa Park, they are going to host that's tomorrow again. We talked about it before. Bournemouth away is going to be a tough one again, especially Bournemouth playing home always this very strong team. So I don't Aston Villa should expect a tough opposition at the ground. Then Tottenham away is going to be a tough one. Again, we don't really know. So if you look at Manchester United and Tottenham, if Tottenham go through to the finals, then Aston Villa have a high chance of winning this game, because they have to fight hard to win this game against Tottenham, because Tottenham will either preserve players for the it's a week before the finals, the Europa League final. So Tottenham is going to make something productive in it, but not really. Fulham, I think Aston Villa will have to go through. To me, I would say Aston Villa would go through this game if Tottenham make it through to finals. Then the last game for Aston Villa is going to be Manchester United. Again, we do not know. By then, Manchester United will be a week away or 2 weeks away from finals. And they don't have anything to fight for, especially in England right now. They are all they are all gone. So, but I see Aston Villa again emerging, even though playing in Old Trafford. Old Trafford has not been a great fortress of nowadays. So anybody can walk into the Old Trafford and take points and come home with points. So this is basically the run-in, the top 5 race. These are all the teams fighting hard to get into the top 5 and play Champions League next season. So look at this, the remaining fixtures for City, the remaining fixtures for Newcastle, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, and Aston Villa. So all this, if you take a look at this one, which team do you think has a strong fixture ahead of Matchweek 38? So to me, if you look at it, Chelsea's it's facing a tough one. Honestly, Chelsea is facing a tough one. Chelsea is playing Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, and Nottingham Forest. These are all like the top teams in the country. So Chelsea has a strong fixtures ahead. I don't really, but it depends again how Chelsea is going to play this game and how they're going to secure this game to a success. So thanks to them, courtesy to all these teams playing over, and I wish all the teams the success. City have already secured their 64 points and they have 3 more games to do, but they have a high chance of going in there. City will always find a way. City, they'll find a way. So yeah, thanks for watching today this short clip, and thanks for tuning in. Take a look at the race, take a look at the running, and which team do you think is going to, which teams do you think are going to be like the remaining 5 that will qualify for Champions League football next season? So based on these stats, take a look at it, make your own predictions, and which one, and if you believe Newcastle will make it through, just put in the comment below, put your prediction. Newcastle will go through. If you believe City will go through, again, drop the comments below. If you think Chelsea will go through, if you think Nottingham Forest or Aston Villa, just drop and interact, respond to all your, and respond respectively, or respect to your fellows' opinions. And I wish all the teams best luck, and including my team anyway, Arsenal. Well, I also wish them the best of luck when they go and play PSG in France. So given these fixtures, you'll see exactly, you can even predict how the table will look like on match week 38. So again, this is the running, and these are the analysis of what's coming in, especially the top 5 race. So thanks for watching into this, and these are all the stats that we have for now. And yeah, so your team has to decide on whatever thing they decide on, and missed the chance to do that. And so that's it so far. So if your team makes it through, well and good. If your team doesn't make it through, it's all good. So 50-50 chances, but I wish all the teams the best of luck. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to the EPL, English Premier League in the 6th, English Premier League in Toronto. And like I said, make your own prediction. Which teams do you think are going to make the top 5, and which ones will not? And put your comment below, put a like, and let's see your predictions at the end of match week 38. That's 25th of May this month. So best of luck to all the teams participating, and best of luck to all the teams competing for the position. Again, thanks to the courtesy of English Premier League. They have this data, and copyright well up the data. I use them as my source of information. And yeah, thanks for that, and thanks for watching too. Like I said, it's going to be something that is broad. It's going to be something big, and hopefully in 2 weeks time or in 3 weeks times we'll know the fate of all the teams, and let's make the channel grow. This is English Premier League. We all love football. It's just so sad that it's going to go away right now. It's finishing, but we all love football. Let's make English Premier League the best, and let's make English Premier League our own. So don't forget to subscribe, click the link below, so show a thumbs up, put a comment, and see your prediction at the end of the season. As of now, I wish you all the best and all the teams success. And yeah, it's EPL in the 6. Thank you so much, and bye for now.